On everybody's mind today for you, John, are we going to have a white Christmas?
Well, parts of the state will see a white Christmas, especially if you're over the northern mountains and into the Four Corners and southern Colorado. The metro
Here in Albuquerque,
not looking to be a white Christmas, but we will get a couple of showers. That is a good possibility. As the storm system moves into our direction, we have clouds moving into the state out ahead of it. So right around sunrise, we will be looking at that mix of sun and clouds. But the snowfall over Utah and over Colorado as well, that's going to be moving into our direction, and we'll be developing through the late morning hours and into the afternoon. Winter weather advisories for the northern mountains, the Four Corners, and for southern Colorado, where we'll be looking for a few inches of snowfall in those locations. Superstorm track showing that snowfall building into the morning hours and into the afternoon and evening as well. And then overnight, that pushes to the east. Northeast looking to pick up a little bit of snow by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then things quickly clear out through the mid-morning and into the afternoon for tomorrow. We catch a break, and then yet another storm moves into our direction. More details on that in just a little bit.
Procrastinators, this one is for you. You know the malls and the stores are going to be packed today with a lot of people looking for those last-minute gifts, but they're also going to be crowded with crooks trying to steal your Christmas. News 13's David Romero is here with what turned out to be a wild chase because of all of this weekend, right, David?
That's exactly right, Matt. When all was said and done with that chase, at least 6 cars had been hit by the runaway van, but police were able to arrest Brenda Cedillo and Justin Cordova. Police say the two were in the van, which made a brief but reckless run from cops in the Coronado Center parking lot yesterday afternoon. Officers say the duo was stopping women with purses and bags. Now, cars weren't the only things in harm's way. Detectives say the driver also tried to run over a police officer. The van finally ended up going through a fence and getting stuck. The suspects tried to run and threw what may be a stolen gun. When police stopped the vehicle, they say they found high-dollar purses and other bags in there. Police say having more cops around definitely helps.
Having these extra resources on scene, we got officers right over to address what was going on and try to prevent the crime as opposed to, cleaning up after it.
Justin Cordova is expected to be charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Meanwhile, the investigation continues. Matt, back to you.
All right, thanks for the update, David. Be careful out there. Make sure you lock your stuff in your trunk. Now, police say they've been busy with thieves on Saturday. A man and a boy were arrested accused of stealing from the JCPenney on the west side. The day before that, mom and daughter were caught shoplifting at the Walmart on Coors Southwest. Later today, we could find out more about 2 people whose bodies were found in a burning mobile home this weekend. Firefighters found them early Friday morning here in Mendonales. It's just north of Espanola. Neighbors there, as you can imagine, were shocked.
How could they not have escaped? It's pretty weird, strange, but things happen.
Investigators are not saying much right now, other than that it was 2 men who had died there. The peanut plant in Portales may not be shut down forever. The Food and Drug Administration says Sunland Inc.'s mill can start shipping peanuts as long as they go through an intense heat treatment that kills salmonella. But until then, the peanut plant will stay closed. Federal government has a long list of things the plant has to do before it can open again. If you remember, it's been closed since September after 42 people in 20 states got sick from salmonella from it. An expensive plan to increase how much water a dam in Las Vegas, New Mexico can hold is no more. The city wanted to spend $20 million here at Peterson Dam, but Las Vegas Optic is reporting that engineers say it would actually cost a lot more of that because of where the dam is and how damaged it is. So now the city just wants to fix the leaks at Peterson Dam and make another reservoir bigger. You'll see more security at Los Alamos National Lab today, but the lab will not say exactly why that is. All the lab says about this, though, is that the National Nuclear Security Administration has told it to step up security, so now all cars and visitors will go through more checks. And speaking of the National Nuclear Security Agency, the man in charge of it is quitting. Tom D'Agostino has worked for the agency for 36 years, but says it is time for a change. The NNSA is in charge of funding and looking over the work that the Los Alamos National Lab does. All the talk about putting armed guards in schools is still getting a lot of buzz all across the country. Remember, the National Rifle Association talked about this idea on Friday, but some school districts say it's not the way to prevent more mass shootings. Here in Albuquerque, more than 50 sworn police officers with guns do patrol schools. In Santa Fe, schools use private security guards without guns, and the superintendent says he's not sure if he wants armed guards, at least not yet. Well, he could be the real Hamburglar. A man in jail in Albuquerque right now accused of stealing a lot of meat. Alejandro Duran was in court this weekend after investigators say he stole almost $600 worth of meat from the Route 66 casino where he works. They say Dadon used a trash can to take the meat from a freezer to his car. He's in jail right now on a $5,000 bond. Well, it has been 20 years since a horrible drunk driving crash in Albuquerque that changed one woman's life, sadly, forever. Nadine Milford still remembers the Christmas Eve crash where her daughter and 3 granddaughters died after getting into a head-on crash with Gordon House, who was driving drunk. He spent just 2 years in prison for that, and right after he got out, he had a friend die in another drunk driving crash.
This chemical, it has no feelings, it has no compassion, it has no love.
Nadine and her husband say it's been hard to move on from losing so much, and they also say it's a reminder to everyone, especially around the holidays, please do not drink and drive.